Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Ruchakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. And peace and blessings to the elect out there, the fellow servants and brothers in faith of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai that's pushing those names and his truth and all truth and sincerity. Alright, this lesson is going to be about brothers or friends in faith. And I was just going to read through Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, the 6th chapter, because it speaks about, friends and the importance of them. And, just thinking about the brotherhood and how beautiful, it is to have companions and brothers in this faith, man. It's really a beautiful thing, but without further ado, just getting right into it, Sirach 6:1. It says, instead of a friend, become not an enemy, for thereby thou shalt inherit an ill name, shame, and reproach. Those are the things that you get if you become an enemy. Even so shall a sinner that hath a double tongue. So he's likening becoming an enemy to a sinner that has a double tongue. Extol not thyself in the counsel of thine own heart, that thy soul be not torn in pieces as a bull straying alone. And extolling yourself, meaning, giving yourself praise, in your own counsel of your heart, which the Hebrew word for heart is la'ab, so your mind. If you're constantly telling yourself that you're the greatest and the best, that's that pride, But also pride can work on the flip side. Pride will tell you that you're the worst person ever. In this thing, you got to be confident, all right, in who you are. And, if you're in this faith, in this truth, and you believe wholeheartedly on, Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, and you fear Him, and you're doing the works in truth and sincerity, and all believing on the names, then we believe that we're kings, we're kings in captivity. All right, we're going through the trials and tribulations to obtain a kingdom of heaven. So that's how I'd look at it. It's like we're just kings in captivity, and we just have to get through the trials and tribulations to obtain the kingdom of heaven. Just like Yahweh Shai, he was a king in captivity, and he had to go through a lot to obtain his glory. Matter of fact, makes me think of Romans 8:18. Actually, let me start at 16. Romans 8:16. It says, the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. If we're going through the same things, that the Ruach HaKodesh, if the Ruach HaKodesh is bearing witness with our spirit, then that's how, that's proof that we're brothers in faith. If we suffer the same afflictions, in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai for righteousness' sake, that's a proof. That's all the proof that we need to show that, hey, we're the children of the Most High. And if children, then heirs, heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with Yahweh Shai, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. And that's cold, man. Because Yahweh Shai, suffered a lot. He was blameless. He was crucified. It was an all-day event, when you read into the account, from dawn till dusk. They were whipping him, beating him, and he was having to carry that heavy-ass cross, falling 3 times, fastened to that cross and stabbed in his lung to make sure, he drowned. Because that's what crucifixion is you drown in your own water weight, because you're leaning, your hands are above you. Sometimes they would crucify you on a pole, but a lot of times it's that cross, an X cross. It wasn't like a T like those Christian church try to say. But yeah, man, the crucifixion, the way it works is you're hanging on your body weight, and all the water goes into your lungs. Cause it's hard to explain. You can look it up if you really want to, but that's why, they stabbed him in his side, was to see if water would come out of his lungs, because they'd end up drowning in their own, bodily fluids, man. It was a rough way to go, but that's what Yahushua endured to, for the elect's sake, and for Israel. So, and read in 18 again, it says, "For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us." So Yahushua's glory, it's going to be unimaginable if that type of suffering isn't worthy to be compared with his glory. Hey man, that no wonder uh, uh, the disciples were willing to be crucified upside down, and also go through the same type of trials and tribulations and sufferings that Yahushua went through. Because if they suffer the same thing, then we're gonna be joint heirs with Yahushua, man. So, back to Sirach 6. Where did I leave off? Okay, verse 3, it says, "Thou shalt eat up thy leaves, and lose thy fruit, and leave thyself as a dry tree. A wicked soul shall destroy him that hath it, and shall make him to be laughed to scorn of his enemies. Sweet language will multiply friends, and a fair-speaking tongue will increase kind greetings." It says, "Be in peace with many, nevertheless have but one counselor of 1,000." Yeah, so be at peace with many. Yahushua said, "Blessed are the peacekeepers." We're not looking to stir up any tensions, but we're here to prophesy about them. Because nevertheless, it's going to happen, because this word is controversial enough, But hey, if possible, be at peace. Be at peace with many. Agree with thy adversary quickly. It says, "If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him." And yeah, because the next verse explains why. "For some man is a friend for his own occasion, and will not abide in the day of thy trouble." So, how do you prove a friend? Well, if you go through some adversity, if he sticks around, that's a true friend. And also, a friend doesn't covet anything. A true friend doesn't covet your belongings. Like, if you're winning, he doesn't care about it. He's gonna say, "Good for you," and he might even try to still be generous in your success. He might still give charity to you in your success. It says, "And there is a friend who, being turned to enmity and strife, will discover thy reproach." Yeah, someone that turns on you. That's not a real friend. Again, some friend is a companion at the table, and will not continue in the day of thy affliction. So if those aren't the true friends. Whenever some adversity hits, and they bounce, that ain't a real friend. "But in thy prosperity he will be as thyself, and will be bold over thy servants." So if he only sticks around while you're up, that ain't a real friend. Like I said, a true friend doesn't covet your success. If you start winning, you get a pay raise or something, a true friend will just be like, "Good for you, man. That's awesome." And he won't want any part of your earnings, but he'll congratulate you, but he won't want any part of that. He'll just, because he's content with his own stuff. Um, if thou be if thou be brought low, he will be against thee, and will hide himself from thy face. Separate thyself from thine enemies, and take heed of thy friends. A faithful, these are very straightforward, but it says a faithful friend is a strong defense. and he hath found such an and one hath found a treasure, you know. And also, being a friend, you're that strong defense. That's how you got to look at yourself, as a friend, or a brother in faith. You got to be that strong defense to a brother. Because what's that saying? You're only as strong as your weakest link. So you have to look at yourself as a strong defense to another brother. And also, you know, you shouldn't just be, all reliant on those around you. You gotta pull your own weight too. Um, and that goes into iron sharpeneth iron. So there's a well, let me get it. Yeah, this is Proverbs 27:17. Iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. When you go into how iron sharpens iron, it's through conflict. It's through, you know you got to hit hard. You got to put it under fire and hit it. Or sometimes grind it on that grinding wheel, sharpening wheel. So it's through I shouldn't say adversity, but you know it ain't uh um what am I trying to say? It ain't all sunshine and rainbows. Like or I always give this analogy. Whenever you spar against a partner, somebody on your team, you gotta expose their weaknesses. You gotta exploit their weaknesses in the sparring gym. So, and when it comes to competition time, an enemy doesn't exploit them. You know. Um, but yeah, it's just keeping your brother in check. Um, there's another one in this chapter. This is a good one. Verse 23. Be thou diligent to know thy state of thy flocks, and look well to thy herds, which is talking about, if you have any type of rank in this truth, looking out for the brothers, below you, knowing what state they're in, seeing if they need any strengthening, you know, um, looking over the ones that are given unto you, just like Yahweh prayed in the what is that, John? Can't think of it off the top of my head, but he's basically praying to the Most High that all of the ones given unto him are not really his; they're the Most High's. He was uh, uh, basically thanking him and watching over him. Um, there's another one in this. Uh, in this chapter, I'm trying to. Yeah, here we go. Verse 5, Proverbs 27:5. Open rebuke is better than secret love. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. Because a true friend is gonna tell you what you need to work on. But a friend or an enemy that kisses you, that's deceitful, because a gift destroys a person's heart. You know, they're just trying to sweeten you up and flatter you up so that they can overtake you. You know, um, and that's also going into a true friend, um, rebukes you. Whenever you go off, because they want the betterment for you. Like that brotherly love or that fatherly love. Whenever you're growing up, that's why you kind of always hated your dad. Whenever you were in those rebellious teenager years, because he was always trying to give you advice. To to where you weren't fucking up. But then like once you get to a